If you want to ensure that your fabric has the least creases after eco printing, here are a few quick tips for you. The first one is to soak it overnight in plain water before you print, and then squeeze out the excess water and lay your fabric on your printing table. Having the fabric moist helps it absorb more color, but it also helps have less creases afterwards, in my experience. And then you want to lay your vegetation out evenly on the fabric. So you can see here, I actually have a piece of wool that has been folded down the center line. So there is vegetation in the middle of this bundle, and I've added more on the top. So I'm going for a double-sided piece of printing. But I have added this vegetation evenly along the length of the fabric. If you don't lay your vegetation evenly, what happens is as you start to roll it up, it starts to go a little bit what we would call skew-if here in Ireland. And where there is a build-up of vegetation, it starts to twist and you don't get such an even roll. Here's another small sample of felt, and I'm really pushing down on that and stretching it before I start the rolling process. And then after I had added leaves onto the top, I put one hand down and I kept pulling and kept tension on this as I was working, so I could roll this up very evenly and tightly. However, if you are working on a longer piece and you are working by yourself in your studio, a really great tip that I got from a friend in America while I was over there teaching many years ago is to actually add a weight on the end of your piece. And this large piece here, this is actually a coat that I made that I printed after sewing. I needed to make sure that I kept this very, very even as I was rolling it up. So I got a bucket of water and I positioned that on the piece of the coat that was furthest away from me. So as I was pulling it towards me, the weight of the water kept that tension. So my tips are, if you have a friend, you can ask them to put their hands at the end and put pressure on it and to pull against you as you roll your fabric up. If you're working by yourself, you can put something heavy on the end, such as a bucket of water. And if you work on damp fabric that has had an overnight soak in water before you lay out your vegetation, you should find that you will have less creases afterwards.